1979. He was a Michigan State sophomore. Irvin Johnson energized college basketball with his infectious smile and dazzling talent while leading the Spartans to the national championship. Has more than a decade really passed since he brought his personal magic to the NBA? As a 19-year-old rookie, Irvin earned the MVP, leading the Lakers to the first of 5 NBA titles in the 80s. For fully 12 long years, the Lakers have followed the man that is basketball magic. And today, the eyes of Worthy and Perkins, Scott, and the others will focus naturally on their aging leader as he attempts in his effervescent way to again lead the Lakers to the NBA's big party.
You ready to rotate up? You ready to rotate up?
Michael at the foul line. A shot on the old goal.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1991 NBA playoffs. Today, Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers.
Record rainfall in Portland this week, but no fair weather fans. These nearly 13,000 rabidly loyal fans sold out at the Portland Coliseum now for 14 years. This is the Green Bay of the NBA. Blazer parties abound today. A ticket as tough to find as the Queen's autograph. It's Blazer Mania. Hello, everyone. I'm Dick Enberg. Welcome to the opening game of the battle in the West for the conference championship, the Lakers and the Blazers. And most of the playoff teams at this time have a signature name. Tomorrow it'll be Isaiah and the Pistons, Michael Jordan and the Bulls, and the Lakers have their Magic. But Portland, this is a team, and a team regarded by many as the best in the NBA, led by Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter and Kevin Duckworth, all All-Stars. And all of these men, Kersey included, have averaged in double figures. Williams, who led the league in field goal percentage, and off the bench, Young Robinson, and long range, Danny Ainge. This is a team, and they beat clubs in the NBA, Steve Jones, by ganging up on them with that deep bench.
There's no question that the team has really been the secret for the Trailblazers and their success, and the bridge over troubled waters has been Clyde Drexler. But in this series, I think the hero could very well be Jerome Kersey. He will remind a lot of people in LA of Michael Cooper with his hustle and his competitive spirit. He's probably the best in the NBA at never quitting on a play.
So Steve Jones said earlier, for the Lakers, watch out for Byron Scott, and it's Kersey for the Portland Trail Blazers. And the Lakers are more than just magic.
There's no question that they are more than magic. And Magic himself has said, look, we're not Showtime anymore, but guess what? We will still run. They'll try to sneak opportunity breaks whenever they can, but they don't want to get into a high-scoring, explosive game with the Trailblazers, who are the best in the league.
And it is a rivalry indeed. And to reduce it down to its simplest terms, we gave Magic Johnson 7 words.
I mean, they Portland, but we're still the Lakers.
You bet. They Portland, we're still the Lakers. Magic Johnson of Los Angeles and the team of Blazers open it up here in the West. And we welcome you to the City of Roses, Portland, Oregon, and what should be an incredibly intense 7-game series. The first of 4 advances to the NBA Finals. The Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon, erupting in noise. And now the starting lineups as we go to public address announcer Mike Stone.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visiting Los Angeles Lakers. Starting at one forward from North Carolina, 6'9", number 14, Sam Perkins. At the other forward from North Carolina, 6'9", number 42, James Worthy. Starting at center for the Lakers, 7'1" from Yugoslavia, number 12, Vlade Divac. Starting at one guard from Arizona State, 6'4", number 4, Byron Scott. And at the other guard, 6'9", from Michigan State, number 32, Irvin Magic Johnson. The head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Mike Dunleavy. And now, your Portland Trail Blazers. Starting at one forward, 6'7" from Longwood College, Virginia, number 25, Jerome Kersey. And the other forward from Maryland, 6'8", number 52, Buck Williams. Starting at center from Eastern Illinois, 7'00", the Duck, Kevin Duckworth. And one guard from Houston, 6'7", number 22, Clyde Drexler. And the leader of the pack, number 30, 6'3", Wisconsin Stevens Point, Terry Porter. And the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, Rick Adelman.
Joining us here at the Portland Coliseum, Joel Myers with a health status report. Joel?
All right, Dick. Well, the Los Angeles Lakers essentially come in today in game one a healthy group. Sam Perkins still a little bit banged up above that left ankle in the left shin area. But the big story, the injury to Clyde Drexler. He is suffering an injury that baseball players are very familiar with. It's called turf toe. It is a strain of a tendon in his big toe on his right foot. Trainer Mike Sheminsky told me just a couple of hours ago, over the last couple of days, they sent Clyde's shoe back to the manufacturer, inserted more padding up towards the front of the foot, and hopefully that will alleviate the pressure on that turf toe situation. But if that problem exists and continues, Clyde may be grounded in game one. Dick?
All right, Joel, and Drexler will be assigned defensively to Magic Johnson. Who's going to take James Worthy?
That is a key issue for Rick Adelman and his Portland Trail Blazers. In ball games in the past, when Jerome Kersey has started out with them, Worthy's gotten off the huge start and burned him. In the one game that they had success in controlling him, it was Buck Williams. So we'll see if Buck Williams can limit James Worthy to 6.5 points, as he did the last time they played in Los Angeles during the regular season.
Sam Perkins, many regard as the Lakers' top defender, and of course Buck Williams made the all-defensive team in the NBA this year, headed by Dennis Rodman of the Pistons. So we're set to go. The Blazers in white. It's Kersey against Divac. And the Lakers control. Now we'll catch the matchups for you as Magic Johnson, as friends all call him Buck, is picked up by Drexler. Inside to Divac. Walks the tightrope. Worthy with Kersey on him. Perkins and Buck Williams. And Kersey makes his first big defensive play. Porter and Scott gets a pick, does Porter. Perkins rebounds. Worthy left alone on the quick pass. Worthy, they like to get him out early, and when he shoots well off the top of the game, the Lakers usually play very well, but he had some trouble last month of the season.
Well, he is shooting the ball very well coming into this series. Drexler works in for two.
Nothing wrong with his toe there. Look at Magic hustle it in. Byron Scott. Rebound Duckworth. Drexler at 6'7" brings it in. Kersey pumps. 4-2 Portland.
And you notice the Lakers in one quick possession. They looked for an opportunity. They got Worthy a quick score after Portland scored. Magic purposely walked it up. He wants not to get into an up-and-down game with the Trailblazers.
Worthy over Kersey. 2 for 2, and the game is tied at 4.
That's the kind of start that Rick Alleman doesn't want to see from Worthy, because when he's making that jumper, then he becomes even a greater factor in taking the ball to the hoop.
They isolate Porter on Scott. Bring Drexler around. Worthy on him. Duckworth and Divac. Knocked away, and Magic Johnson with Kersey to beat. Right around Kersey. Foul. First of the game. Kersey, talented athletic player.
It's the little things that make Vlade Divac so valuable to the Los Angeles Lakers, and you see the little poke check that gets Magic Johnson in a one-on-one situation. The crossover and the pump fake, the reason that Kersey drew the foul.
Magic Johnson, a 90% free throw shooter on the season, and he's been busy in the playoffs. 6-4 Lakers. Kersey with his drive, and Divac rebounds, clears to Scott. Scott over Williams, and it's 8-4 Lakers. First points for Byron Scott. He's been deadly from three-point range in the playoffs.
This is the kind of start that the Lakers and Scott wanted to get off to, and let's see if they can shut down the Trailblazers at the defensive end.
Duckworth, they want to get him involved early, and the big guy can hit that one, that 15-footer. Kevin feels that there are many times in playoffs he's been open, no one will throw him the ball.
And that is a problem. They like to get him involved early to keep that level of frustration down. Worthy.
Rebound, Perkins takes it right back and is fouled. Terry Porter is whistled for his first foul.
Whenever you allow teams to get second opportunities, bad things happen. You'll see the miss and a long rebound. Perkins with the long arm takes it strong. A little show and tell, gets Duckworth off his feet. Perkins at the line.
Perkins, a sensational series against the Golden State Warriors. Had his lowest average in his NBA 8 years this year with the Lakers, 13.5 points a game, but he's played much bigger in the playoffs. Better than the Lakers thought.
No, he's played huge, and I think one of the reasons for it, they've made him a higher priority, but they have forced him to play the kind of basketball that's within his abilities. And when you make Sam Perkins play, you get those kinds of results.
Shooting 63.5% in the playoffs, second only to David Robinson. Drexler rattles in his fourth point. And it's 10-8 Los Angeles. Never seen Magic Johnson more serious in the last 2 days. He is all business.
Well, he realizes that he doesn't have many more chances to get back to the championship round. This is a huge team in front of him. They got a foul. Terry Porter.
Boy, that was a tic-tac, and it's the second on Porter in disbelief. A little reach in. Quick whistle.
The Trailblazers have 3 quick team fouls against them, so the Lakers could be in the penalty early here as Divac pulls the trigger.
And is way short. Portland looking for the tie or the lead on this trip. Good job by Porter, and then Duckworth has it go off his toes. 3-on-1, Magic to Worthy. Drexler gives him the slam, and oh how James can finish that fast break. 6 points for Worthy to lead Los Angeles. Ooh, near steal by James, and Drexler takes it home. He is fouled. Perkins got it.
Joel Myers told you that there were some problems possibly with the toe. When Clyde takes off on this one, you know it's going to come down hard, but there's no problems there. He has a chance for a three-point play.
Drexler with 7 to lead the Blazers, and it's a 1-point game. Los Angeles 12-11. 8 minutes left in the opening quarter. Divac open. Says you shoot it, Byron. Good choice. Scott with 4.
Bad sign for Portland. The last time we were here in April, he had 19 in the third quarter to bring the Lakers back. He's off to a solid start here this afternoon.
Williams over Perkins. Uses the glass. Long pass to Worthy. Drexler down court and scores and draws the foul from Clyde.
Remember when we said selected opportunities to run? Twice now they've caught the Trailblazers slow in transition. Magic with long passes, and the guy on the other end has been one of the most devastating finishers in NBA history. James Worthy, finger roll. Now he has a chance for a three-point play.
Lakers leading scorer for the first time in his career, 21.5 a game. He and Drexler right there. In fact, they were 17th and 18th in the league, but nearly the same average. And Danny Ainge sees his first duty today. Kersey, D-Bots with a block. Worthy looking for Magic. Lakers by 4. Worthy has the hot hand. D-Bots knocked away by Drexler. And with that, a timeout. 6:57 left in the opening period. The visitors from the south lead by 4.
It's all about the ball is up here on the rim. James Worthy is right here. He's going to release early. You can see he's not headed for that ball. He's going to come out here. And the
Sheen wasn't clear on you there. You're beloved illustrator.
We got to break down, but the Los Angeles Lakers do not. They get a long transition pass ahead to James Worthy, who finishes with a three-point play. And Rick Adelman is going to tell his team, be aware of where your man and the ball is at all times, particularly when Magic's got it.
Now, a big statistic early with just under 7 minutes left in the quarter. Portland already with 4 team fouls. The Lakers going to the penalty on the next whistle. Only 1 team foul against Los Angeles. 5 on the shot clock. Worthy forces with 2. And rebound Duckworth as he blocked down on D-Bots. 17-13 Los Angeles. Drexler against Worthy. Rebound. And that's what Portland does as well as anyone in the league. Regarded as the best rebounding team statistically. Denver only team with more on the regular year.
This is a great offensive rebounding team, and you have to be aware of that if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. What Portland wants the Lakers to do is to quick shoot the basketball from the perimeter and then try to run. They come in deep to Perkins.
And Sam Perkins has 4. The Laker lead is 4. 6 minutes to go. First quarter. They play here again on Tuesday night, then move to Los Angeles. Kersey open, misses the shot. Magic saves.
Kersey was somewhere between a dunk and a layup and laid it too hard off the glass.
Magic weaving his way. What a pass to D-Bots. And the Laker lead is 6, the biggest of the game. 5 assists already for Johnson.
So for the Lakers, they've been able to get high percentage shots. They've been able to move the ball. They've been able to do whatever they want. Their confidence is high. Portland has to answer, particularly the offensive end.
And a reach-in foul on Byron Scott. His first. Second team foul on Los Angeles.
Now for Portland, Ainge has to be a factor. With Scott shooting the ball well, along with all of the other Lakers, Danny Ainge has to get involved offensively.
D-Bots batting it away again on the blind side. And a turnover. Duckworth.
Offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Duckworth, his first, as he battles with D-Bots. Boy, that is a real screen. A pick or just give me some room. So the Lakers, 21-15, lead by 6, and Magic walks it in. They bring D-Bots outside. And they get it to Worthy, and it's a foul on the Lakers. D-Bots for a block, so 2 offensive fouls whistled back-to-back. His first.
In D-Bots' situation, you have to be still when you're setting the screen. He was not. In the situation at the other end, Duckworth came in. D-Bots did a good job of drawing the foul.
Ainge over Magic. Rebound Magic. Scott drills a 15-footer, and the Laker lead is 8.
6 for Byron Scott. Danny Ainge, his first attempt. Scott hurrying back at the other end. Gets it 2. Magic wanted 3.
And you see, that's the Byron Scott that's been a killer here in this building. And in order to neutralize him, Danny Ainge has to make shots. He made his first. Drexler
for 3. Williams misses the easy putback. Divac might have gotten a piece of it. Fans wanted a foul. Divac is free. Gets it back outside to Magic. Inside, Perkins. And he traveled.
Now the Lakers have control of the scoreboard. They have control of the game. Portland's a little late defensively, and they've got to stay in it at the offensive end. They've got to find someone that's going to continue to score points. Drexler's got 7 here early, and we'll see if Worthy can do a job on him.
And Steve, this good start to the Lakers has put some quiet on the Portland crowd.
That's what they wanted to do. Keep the crowd out of the game as much as they can. Ainge against Worthy.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Run!
And there's the steal. Perkins knocks it away. Worthy of 3 trip. And the Lakers lead by 10. And Rick Adelman says, let's talk this over. Los Angeles 27-17. Let's see if this is a 20-second. No, he's going to take the full timeout. We'll be right back.
The play that caused the timeout was a defensive pressure and turnover that results in a solo effort for James Worthy. And Dunleavy happy about the results. You can see the intensity in his eyes right there.
His team shooting 73% off the opening bell. 11 for 15, led by Worthy's 11. Scott with 8. And getting some hurry-up points, which is usually the strength of the Blazers.
What Portland must do right now is just maintain contact. 3:37 in the ball game. They wanted to cut into this 10-point advantage by 6 to 4 points to be close at the end of 1.
Worthy was such a defensive giant against Golden State. Can't handle Drexler. Drexler with 9 to lead Portland.
Drexler's a different kind of player than Mullen. He can put the ball on the floor and overpower James Worthy.
Duckworth on Divac. Worthy way outside. A 3 doesn't hit it. Buck Williams hauls it in. Here comes the glide. Great pass to Duckworth. Ainge with a pretty assist. Duckworth has 4. Here comes the crowd. And the offensive foul against Perkins as Williams acted it out well. And Dunleavy says we're going to stop it right here. Timeout, Los Angeles.
This crowd did the same thing in Game 2 of the Utah series after Drexler was knocked down. And for 5 straight possessions, they went totally bananas, and Portland scored on every hoop. They think that they can make it happen again. Duckworth makes a real good move right here by going underneath the basket, holding his position. There's nothing the defense can do once he receives the ball, and he gets an easy score. Sam Perkins having the left hand taken away from him. You see Buck Williams strong on the left, forcing him to come back right, the shoulder into his chest. Even you could make that goal.
Well, Kevin Duckworth, using that big body of his, is a concern for the Lakers. Perkins and Divac and company. 280 pounds, and he said, just get me the ball. I'll give you some points. Ainge to Duckworth, and it goes through his hands out of bounds. So 27-21 Los Angeles, and L.A. brings in Portland, born and raised A.C. Green. His parents are big Blazer fans, except, there you see Daddy in the hat, Mother, except when the Lakers are in town. They give a scouting report. AC senior, Leola.
Well, a very active AC Green, but you hear the crowd right now trying to rattle the Lakers, force a turnover.
Kersey tried for the steal, and Worthy beats it and has 13.
Boy, what a first quarter for James Worthy.
Kersey down the lane. 11 for Clyde the Glide.
They want Portland to double team in this situation. When they do that, they want to pay. Scott makes them pay.
Well, they've done that throughout the playoffs. A double team and the quick move by Scott, and he breaks so well behind the rotation, so it's tough to get to him.
And when you're in that situation, if you're Portland, you got to make a decision. And I think the decision they have to go with now is make Magic Johnson a score. He's done his job. He's got everybody in the ball game.
Divac has his second foul. Cliff Robinson from Connecticut makes his first appearance. Will he go red or black with a headband? That's always of considerable concern of the fans here in Portland.
Every now and then a cross-up he throws in a white one.
Yeah, he's got a headband. Don't be fooled by him. He's got pockets you don't know of. And in comes Michael Thompson, and that's an upset. It's the red headband, and Thompson, the veteran who played here with the Trailblazers, did not play at all in the series against Golden State. Robinson gets the roll. It'll take him long to get in the books. Final minute, Lakers by 6. Dunleavy has said that he expects Michael Thompson to pay the rent in this series. Gets him in the first period. Worthy. A little short. Kersey. Look at Clyde fire down court. And Robinson muscles in 2 more. The Lakers' 10-point lead whittled to 4.
That's the explosiveness that Magic Johnson spoke of. You can have a lead and lose it very quickly. He's watching the shot clock. Now, right here, they got to make him be a shooter, and they don't. Worthy makes him pay.
Lakers, Johnson has nearly 10 assists, the only 2 points from the free throw line in this opening quarter. 10 assists is correct. First period.
Worthy has done his job and gotten the Lakers off to a commanding start. Drexler's done his job by keeping his team close, near turnover.
And Drexler fires it up with 1 second to go, and that's the period. And just as we expected, great shooting, great breaks by the Portland Trail Blazers, but the visitors lead by 6. Another three-pointer, and Magic can't connect. Boy, that Drexler gets it down court in a hurry. Kersey! He is fouled.
Drexler looks as though he can't see anybody because his head is always down, but he's got the best vision on the team. Finds Kersey right in the middle. Results in a 3-point play. Eyeball game. Now Magic will become a scorer. He knows that his team needs scoring and trying to find Thompson inside.
And Michael can't hit. Drexler sprinting down court. And the call is traveling. Looked as if the ball might have hit the center line. Let's see where that ball lands.
Drexler trying to get it. You'll see it bounces just before. Does he come down before he gets it away? Yes, he does. It was a violation, but every now and then you get a little luck.
Oh, the officials miss one now. Not many. Not many.
Here's a guy that's got to play big. In the place of Scott, Teagle's got to score points.
Teagle over range. This is his shot. Lakers are getting only 1 attempt, and they're not hitting him in the second quarter. Tied at 33. Kersey easily to the iron. They're taking the ball inside at will. Portland down by 10 is up by 2 in a hurry.
That's the danger of challenging Portland with a quick shot. They've got people that will go inside, bring this crowd to their feet. Teagle answers.
And that stops an 8-point run by Portland. Ainge over Teagle. Nothing but white shirts under there, and the foul is on Green, I believe. Officials are huddling.
Jerome Kersey challenging a bigger Michael Thompson. You see him beat him and get right to the rim. An easy opportunity for Jerome Kersey. And then the Lakers finally break the run with the guy that they think will play big dividends for them in the series. Terry Teagle beats Danny Ainge.
And Rick Adelman can't get them all, Coach, but you had a wonderful run. We'll be right back.
Taking care of playoff business on the Blazer flagship station 1190 KEX. Be sure to participate.
Television ratings here exceed any other NBA city. This city literally stops when Portland plays. AC Green's foul just before the commercial break.
Well, what makes it happen is the fact that the Trailblazers are so active at the offensive end. And Green, trying to get inside, realized that he was beat with a little pass, tried to keep Bryant from getting a chance to score.
Little message from the Rose City for our colleague back in New York. Lakers cold starting this second period, 1 for 6 after that 70% shooting in the opening period. Larry Drew is in and Magic Johnson out for Mike Dunleavy with the game tied at 35. And Mark Bryant at the line for Portland.
And when Magic sits down, Drexler will as well, so Terry Porter re-enters the game.
Bryant's first attempt. And the former Seton Hall star gets Portland on top by 1. See how long Johnson gets a break. 9:43 left in the first half as he sits down for the first time.
As long as they can stay 1, 2, 3 points either ahead or behind, Dunleavy will feel comfortable. If Portland continues an explosive run, he's going to be back so quickly.
It's Drew, Green, Perkins, Teagle, and Worthy for Los Angeles. Porter, Kersey, Ainge, Bryant. And Robinson for Portland as Teagle. Oh, what a tough shot with Ainge in his face. 4 for Teagle, tied at 37.
Well, that shot was in Terry Teagle's office. He wants that kind of contact and pressure before he releases the ball.
You're saying he actually likes to be guarded that closely.
High, Jerome Kersey. They haven't done much in stopping Kersey. He seems to be getting clear underneath with too much room. 11 points for Kersey. That equals Drexler's high of 11. Robinson with a block. Here comes Porter. Out of bounds to Los Angeles.
Trying to squeeze it down on the baseline. Robinson turns it over, but previous to that, he makes a fine read and finds Kersey, who gets his steps right. And when he gets his steps right, he's going to the second story.
Teagle again. He's got something going right for him. That beautiful touch. He likes to work against his body and work against an opponent.
He would rather see a hand in his face and a body against him than to have a free shot. Robinson.
AC Green with a loose ball. Veteran Larry Drew. Worthy. Ainge. 8 minutes left in the opening half. They're tied at 39.
And here's a guy for Portland that's got to get on track in Porter. He didn't get much playing time or scoring opportunities in the first quarter of play.
Worthy on the switch right around. Worthy. Terry Porter's first points of the game. Great pass into Teagle, blocked by Robinson. 3-on-2 Blazer break, and Teagle hustles back to deflect it out of bounds. Come back, Cliff Robinson. He's on his way over there to, what's that suburb? Gulf to the northwest?
You can take Lake Oswego. That would be a good place for him to be headed. But Robinson has been excellent off the ball. A couple of blocks by Cliff, and that has gotten the Trailblazers out into the opening court. Porter tries to lead him, but an alert play by Teagle denies Portland the chance to score easily.
Eldon Campbell in for the first time for Los Angeles.
And they give Porter a free side. Let's see if he can get by Leslie Drew.
Andrew has to foul him. No basket. Foul before. The move to the basket for the shot. Drew that's a bit of a mismatch. He's listed at 6'2", but Porter's got a couple 3 inches on him.
Well, they're almost the same size, but Drew used to have phenomenal quickness, has lost some of that, and Porter's a little bit stronger player. Teagle against Porter now.
And Porter does a good job at drawing the foul. It's a 4th team foul on the Lakers. None for Portland in the second quarter.
Porter being aggressive in his second appearance with the pump fake, gets Teagle off of his feet and will go to the line. But when Porter has an aggressive attitude in taking the ball to the basket, pushing the ball up the floor, the Trailblazers as a team follow suit. They score in bunches. We'll see if he continues to run and whether the Lakers have an answer.
For the former Wisconsin Stevens point star. He has 4 consecutive games coming into this one, scoring 20 or more.
Seattle took him out of the offensive scheme of things. The Jazz allowed him to get going. We'll see if he can continue that against these LA Lakers.
4-point Blazer lead. That's their biggest of the game. Just under 7 to go in the opening half. Looking for Campbell. What a leap just to catch that ball. And he is fouled. That was a terrific catch.
When you talk about people going to the second story, he goes as easy as anyone in the league. This ball is almost out of here, but the height and the ability of Campbell to get up gets him a chance to go to the line when we come back.
I'm out with 6:50.
Genuine Draft presents #1 draft choices.
Today's Miller Genuine Draft #1 pick is Vlade Divac. Vlade was the 26th selection in the '89 draft, the year after he led his native Yugoslavia to the silver medal at the Seoul Olympics. Divac learned the NBA game quickly, being named to the All-Rookie team last year. At the end of today's broadcast, we'll be selecting the Miller Genuine Draft player of the game. And here's a player in the hearts of Portland fans. They retired his number. He was part of that championship 14 years ago. Joel?
All right, Dick, alongside Mo Lucas, Maurice Lucas. We know the world according to Garf. What about the series according to Mo? The keys as far as you see them?
Well, I think the key for LA is certainly to play tight defense, get back on defense and stop Portland from getting in their transition game. I think the key for Portland is to open the game up and allow the transition game to develop.
Do you have any time to play a little bit more? I mean, you look like you're in shape. You're ready to go.
Well, the only time I play is with my 2 sons.
Good to see you, Mo.
Thank you.
All right, Dick. Great to see Maurice Lucas. 3-point play converted by Eldon Campbell, who played only 7 minutes in the 5 regular season games, Lakers against Portland, but he's really come on in the playoffs, and his play against Golden State has earned him more PT.
Yeah, the Warriors series got Dunleavy's eyes open to what Campbell might be. Chris Robinson inside.
Even then, Campbell's arm was close to a block. He was right there with him. 3-point Portland lead. 6:25 to go opening half. Magic Johnson still on the bench for Los Angeles. Teagle way outside.
That was too easy. Nobody was guarding Teagle, and those are the shots that they need him to make, and those are the toughest ones.
Robinson with a left hand. Oh, his presence known in a hurry. 8 points for Cliff Robinson.
And with an advantage of 5, Magic Johnson gets out of his warm-up.
Larry Drew is off the mark. Teagle knocks it home. 8 for him.
Teagle has done his job. He's been the fireman off the bench. He's knocked down 8 points in the quarter, keeping the Lakers close.
Good pass by Ames. Robinson blocked by Campbell. Saved by Perkins. Green.
Eldon Campbell from 15. AC Green with a loose ball, and the Portland lead is cut to 1.
Big hustle play by the Los Angeles Lakers to give themselves a second chance to put that ball in.
Porter for 3.
Well, he wanted that.
50-46 Blazers.
Dunleavy's calling for a timeout. They don't see him, and now they let Teagle go one-on-one.
With Ainge in there again. Boy, jersey against jersey, hand in his face, and Teagle has 10. Foul on Drew, reaching in, and the penalty for Portland. And here comes Magic and Worthy back in for Los Angeles. Drew and AC Green go out. Johnson, 5 minutes plus the commercial break, so pretty good blow for him.
He got a good run on the bench, but Dunleavy saw the Trailblazer lead stretch to 5, saw them get control of the game, and the scoreboard wanted to change that, so Magic along with Worthy are in the ball game. Cliff Robinson has exploded off the bench for the Trailblazers. 4 in the first. He's working on a chance to get to 6 here in the second quarter of play.
It's Robinson now with 10 points. Teagle 10 for Los Angeles as they've negated their scoring off the bench. Now Magic running the show. Drexler back in for Portland. Teagle and Porter. And it's on Porter apparently.
And also in the key matchup against Terry Teagle, what you must do is make him turn left. If you allow him to come back right, which is where his office really is, and that address has been established, he's going to hurt you.
And that's his 3rd foul, which immediately gets Adelman to his bench and says, Danny Ainge, get in. And Porter comes out. Team fouls. Portland in the penalty, and only 2 Portland fouls. Magic with Drexler. Finger roll's not there. Campbell keeps it alive. Perkins.
Now the Trailblazers beat themselves out of that chance. There were 4 of them near the ball, and they couldn't decide who wanted it.
Inside to Teagle. That's really a tough shot. And here come the Blazers. Duckworth back in. Rebound Perkins. Both teams with a big lineup now with Campbell in for the Lakers. This is their tallest lineup. Shortest man on the court is Terry Teagle at 6'5". Worthy. Perkins. Another second chance for Los Angeles. And it's Magic. Doesn't get the roll. Gets the foul, however. Robinson's first.
In the last 3 possessions, the strength of the Trailblazers has broken down for them momentarily. A good defensive rebounding team. They've allowed the Lakers 2 and 3 cracks at the ball and with the possession, and it's ended up hurting them either with the score or the foul. Magic Johnson on the line.
Only his 3rd point, all on free throws. Jerome Kersey, your pick is the man who will materialize as a big star in this series for Portland. He replaces Robinson.
He has 11 so far and was huge in Portland getting back the lead when he had to run a 7 in the quarter.
Ainge apparently will play the rest of this first half. Porter saddled with 3 fouls. Drexler pulls up. Good rebound. Kersey. Didn't take him long. 13 now for Jerome. Worthy. Kersey defending. Campbell. Perkins over Buck Williams. Campbell. And that's going to be, I believe, against Eldon Campbell. That's the call. They'll go to the other end. Timeout. 2:53 left in the half.
Halftime coming up in a few minutes. Ordinarily a time to head for the refrigerator or perhaps grab the remote control, but certainly not in this case because we'll have a preview of tomorrow's opener between the Bulls and the Pistons, and we'll talk about the first half of this one.
What a skirmish, Bob. It's been one big skirmish. You can throw the strategy out. It's all about 2 teams making a great effort. What a first half.
Yeah, we'll talk about the psychology between the Trailblazers and the Lakers, their shared history, of which Pat was once a part. We'll do that at halftime. In the meantime, back to Dick Enberg and the snapper, Steve Jones.
All right, Robert, in many ways, it's appropriate that they're playing that way, Steve Jones, and that Adelman and Dunleavy are known openly to say, hey, it's a player's game. It isn't a coach's game. It's almost, here it is, boys. Go out and get it.
And they have done a good job of keeping their players on the same page. You see the leading scorers. Worthy and Scott got all of theirs in the first quarter of play. Teagle's done all of his damage in the second. Kersey has been a combination. Drexler had all of his in the first quarter, but Robinson a combination as well.
Lakers, after shooting 70% in the first period, shooting under 32%, 7 for 22 here in the second. So that defense of the Blazers tightening on Los Angeles. At the line is Clyde Drexler. He has a chance to give the Portland's their biggest lead of the game. They've led by as many as 5. The Lakers had a 10-point lead in the first quarter. Currently 54-50.
Dick, a lot of this game and a lot of this series will just come down to who wants it the most and who's willing to pay the price to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Well, Magic undoubtedly trying to get Worthy and Scott going here in the second period after their hot first quarter shooting. Magic backs in on Clyde. They isolate for Magic, and then there's Byron wide open.
Scott assists.
Well, it appears the Lakers have that anytime they want it.
And that was a shot a year ago that Scott couldn't make because of the damaged hamstrings. He's well, and he is dangerous this afternoon.
Duckworth. Last touch by Home. Buck Williams.
Great entry pass from Drexler to Duckworth, but Duckworth wasn't quite ready to power himself up. Several pump fakes, missed a chance.
No one would go up with it. That's 6 Portland layups missed in this first half. Worthy and Drexler. 55-52. Portland leads Los Angeles. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Ainge hits. He has 7. By Worthy to the baseline.
That's basic Worthy right there, and that's the one you want to take away from him as early as you can. Too deep and a quick score.
17 points for Worthy to lead all scorers. Kersey has it stripped, but last touch by Los Angeles. Rick Adelman, his team set a Portland record last year, winning 59, 4 better than that this year. Ainge over the top to Campbell. Here come the Lakers down by 3.
Again in this situation, and Magic makes a quick move, and you'll see Magic and Kersey go at it. As Kersey gave him an elbow, he gave one back.
Dunleavy quick to get on the court as Jerome Kersey has his second foul. That's a rare little exchange. You don't see that much from Magic Johnson. Just the 3rd team foul on Portland, so Magic does not go to the line.
What this exchange is all about is establishing the territory. You'll see the shot right there, and then Kersey gives another one. And Kersey is like a bull in a china shop, and he will make you pay the price for scoring against him.
Kersey on Worthy. Magic and Drexler.
Get somebody on me that understands me. Give me back Clyde.
Worthy way off the mark. Magic saves. New clock. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 41 seconds on the first half clock. Magic still has not hit a field goal. Here comes Kersey. 3 for Ainge. A big 3, and it gives Portland its biggest lead. 10 points for Ainge. 2.5
seconds difference between the shot and game clocks. And Magic misses again, but he's fouled. Kersey's third, so Jerome Kersey and Terry Porter each with 3 for the Blazers.
They force Magic to become a scorer as they turn him down the lane. The help is there late. Kersey trying to get out of the way, but gets enough of Magic Johnson to get to the line. They've got 6.8 seconds, Portland does, to get a chance to score. Magic Johnson will try to nail these 2 from the line.
Boy, things have turned icy for Magic Johnson, one of the game's top free throw shooters, yet to hit a field goal. And a 20-second timeout taken by Portland. It was interesting in that game 5 against the Golden State Warriors, where it appeared Golden State was going to take that one on back to the Bay Area. Magic started missing 9 of 10 and yet wound up with 28 points and a triple-double. Rick Adelman isn't the only one. At times it's tough for us to communicate because of the noise. Watch him try to be heard over the crowd.
He's telling his team open. It's too late, and I can't get anybody's attention out there. Porter will return for this final 6.8 as Magic Johnson comes back to the line. And what the Trailblazers want to do is make sure that they get possession of the basketball. I mean, Magic could miss again, and the way it has gone here, they've been able to get the ball back and put it back in, and that's kept them in the second quarter of play.
Robinson comes in for Duckworth.
Never read a coach's mind. I think right now, as you see that the Blazer bench has done its job and outscored Terry Teagle by 12.
60-55, the final seconds of the half. Drexler to Robinson. Boy, did he deliver. A beautiful dozen for Robinson. And that's the end of the first half. And Portland leaves the court with its largest lead of the first 24 minutes. 7-point advantage after L.A. blistered in the first quarter and jumped out to a 10-point advantage. 62-55.
Worthy has 17 at the half, 15 of them in the first quarter. Scott has a dozen, 10 of them in the first quarter. Since it was 27-17 Lakers, they've been outscored 45-28 by Portland, and it's the Trailblazers by 7 at the half.
Quite a game, Bob. I mean, there's a lot of talk about strategy and tactics when it comes to playoffs, but these are two teams who are doing what they do best, better. They're making great efforts. They're doing the job on both ends of the court. Now, I'm going to show a couple of sequences what I'm talking about. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers were the second best defensive team in the league. Danny Ainge is going to run one of their favorite plays. He's going to make the pass here to Drexler. He will cut through, and then you'll watch Duckworth come over and play pick and roll. Now, watch the Lakers play this defense for the entire possession. They take him totally out of this play with a switching defense. Devot's right here on Drexler. Right now, again, another jump switch. James Worthy, who's had a propensity in his career to be able to go out and play smaller guards, takes Ainge. He comes right back with pressure. Great hands, great help right there by Perkins, and it results in a layup to the Lakers. Now, the Lakers have made a living in their season off their defense. Again, they do a great job right here. With a pick and roll. Ainge will come off. Again, the great help by Thompson. He allows Teagle to get through the play to recover. The Ainge will take the ball down into the lane, reverse dribble, step back jumper. But right now, this is what Magic Johnson was talking about. He was talking about this game being a game for players only. That's where the men are. Right there, Mark Bryant coming off an offensive rebound, a place where the Blazers really do a great job. It's a game of great effort, and I think that's been the mark thus far for the Blazers in the first half.
Look, both teams knew it. They opened the exhibition season in Honolulu in October. They played a couple of exhibition games there, and everybody who saw them says they were each a war.
Yeah, you know, the first exhibition game of the year, and everybody was going to play 20 minutes a game. Then all of a sudden, Mike Dunleavy said they got into this war. He started to play Magic 45 minutes. He had Worthy out there about 37 minutes. The Lakers won the first game, but I think that set the tone for the season.
They were pointing toward this series from October, and despite all the other quality teams in the West, there's a certain feeling of inevitability about it. It had to come down to this, and it has. Portland by 7 at the half of Game 1. We call a timeout here. When we come back, we'll take a look ahead to Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final, which tips off tomorrow between the Pistons and the Bulls. Back after this. Welcome back to the Prudential Halftime Report, everybody. Tomorrow is Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Bulls and the Pistons. Marv Albert and Mike Fratello are already standing by at Chicago Stadium in anticipation of that series. Marv and Mike, what have you got?
All right, Bob, tomorrow at this time, Chicago Stadium will be jumping. And if you talk to Bulls players, you get the idea that most of these fans will be reacting to the aggressive play of the Detroit Pistons. Now, that was certainly the scenario the past 3 years when the Pistons eliminated the Bulls in the playoffs, and they did it in physical fashion. Now, earlier today, I talked about that phase of Detroit's game with Bulls coach Phil Jackson.
Well, I think last year in the very first game of the playoffs, Michael was getting to the middle of the court. And they threw 3 guys at them, and Rodman was taken down. Rodman took him down on the floor and hurt him in the very first game, in which he had hip problems throughout the rest of the series. I think that's the kind of level that they elevate their game to at some point, where they say, no, you can't come in here, and if you do, we're going to take you out. That's the one thing that concerns. That's the only area that really concerns me about their play. I think that they will elevate it to a level where they punish the opponent. Hopefully the punishment isn't to an injury level.
Mike, Phil was telling us at practice about an hour ago that at times the Pistons have a National Hockey League enforcer type approach. Now, how do the Bulls counter that?
Well, Marv, if you have the same type of studs, you put them out there and you let them hold their ground. But in this case, where the Bulls are considered to be more of a finesse team, quickness, speed, beat them to the punch type of thing, I think it comes down to mental warfare. Last year, they had a guy named Ed Neely on the team who could get in the middle of the ring and slug it out with the Pistons. He's no longer a part of this team now. So the biggest thing is for the Bulls, don't lose your concentration, stay within your game plan.
Or perhaps Phil Jackson can dress Chicago Blackhawks enforcer Dave Manson. Back to Bob and Pat.
Marv with the season's first and only NHL reference here on NBA Showtime. Slipping it in.
Very versatile,
yes, Marv.
Yeah. Well, the Pistons had little time to savor last night's win over the Celtics. This morning, the Pistons worked out in Detroit in preparation for that start of tomorrow's Eastern Conference Finals against the Bulls. Tom Hammond is there with this report.
The Pistons had a brief workout here at Oakland University in suburban Detroit today after that gut-wrenching overtime win over the Celtics last night. And so they move on to face a familiar foe, the Chicago Bulls, whom they have defeated in the playoffs 3 straight years. Things are a little different this time, though. The Bulls have a better record and the home court advantage, and they beat the Pistons in the regular season series. In fact, this Chicago team is just a better team than in years past.
Confidence, maturation, believing in their system. I think some of their players fought their system for a couple of years. All of a sudden, they kind of like it. And they do a very good job. They're very quick athletically, very good defensively, and they've got a great place to play, a very tough building to play in.
Coach Chuck Daly thinks the key matchup is an obvious one.
Well, I think that's an easy answer. I mean, they've got Michael Jordan on the floor. You've got to do something about trying to control him. He has gotten as high as 60 against us, so we're frightened enough of him. But now they've got Scottie Pippen, who's an all-star, and all their other players have developed into very competent players and scorers. So there isn't an easy matchup. In fact, it's unfavorable at every position.
It'll fall to Joe Dumars to try to hold down Michael Jordan during the series. The Pistons will leave about 6 o'clock tonight, headed for Chicago, a little battered and bruised, but still alive in the quest for that 3rd straight title. That's it from Detroit. Bob and Pat.
Tom, thanks a lot. Well, look at it realistically. Chicago rested and relatively untested in the playoffs, losing just 1 game. They're at home. Here are the Pistons. They were taken to 5 by the Hawks, then a war of attrition against the Celtics. I don't think too much of the Pistons' chances in Game 1. Well, maybe not overall in the series, but in Game 1.
You know, with Chicago having so much time to prepare, they could be thinking too much about tomorrow. It's really an easy game for Chuck to go in because all they have to do is play basketball. They don't have time to prepare. They don't have time for a lot of strategy. They know what they want to do against the Bulls, but they do have 3 days off before the next game, game number 2. However, I think it's the easiest time for them to come in and steal one.
The first game or the second game?
The first one.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, because they don't have to think a lot. They just got to come and play. And I can remember back in 1984, we played Friday night in Phoenix, Then we went to Boston and beat them in game 1 with no time to prepare. We only had 10 hours. So it can happen. You're relaxed and you're loose.
So if they're going to break through in Chicago, you think game 1 rather than game 2 when they'd be better rested?
Well, that's the time for the surprise.
All right. Well, no surprise about our plans tomorrow. We're going to have the NBA Draft Lottery. It'll be the halftime of the game between the Bulls and the Pistons, and we hope that you'll join us for that. We'll send it back to Dick Enberg and Steve Jones, second half of the Lakers and Trailblazers after these messages and the ever-present word from your local stations.
And we welcome you back to Portland, the team with the best home record in the NBA. Only 5 losses during the regular season. Utah Jazz lost but 5. No losses in the playoffs. They're 6-0, Steve Jones. And we talked about the depth and the bench of the Blazers, and they certainly performed well, Cliff Robinson especially.
They did a beautiful job of getting key players involved in their basketball game. We call them Team Robinson, Team Trailblazers. Cliff Robinson got himself off to a tremendous start with an easy hoop. You circle Cliff Robinson right here against AC Green. Anytime a player gets a ball in this area right here, he's going to do big time damage if he's got any kind of offensive skills. And that is the story for Cliff Robinson. He goes in for an easy scoring chance. Right after that, Cliff Robinson came back, showed his ability to take the ball to the hoop and use the opposite hand against the defense of Perkins. A good scoring drive, and as the half ended, a hard push by Clyde Drexler. Everyone's going to collapse to him, and that's going to give Cliff Robinson plenty of time to take a look and see and find a hoop.
Robinson was 5 for 7 shooting, and the 2 men that you said to keep your eye on in this playoff series, Jerome Kersey, he scored 13, and Byron Scott 6 for 7. He does love to shoot here in Portland. Now Rick Adelman as he leaves his team after his halftime talk. Let's go to Joel Meyer.
All right, Dick, 5 minutes into the game, you're down by 10. What kind of adjustments do you make, Coach?
Well, I think we thought they might come out and try to run on us early, and they did that. And I don't think we were picking their people up quickly enough. We weren't adjusting to their transition game. Once we did that and stopped the easy baskets, we were okay.
Great penetration by your big man. Was that by design to take some of the pressure off the guards?
Yes, we want to try and go at them at the basket. I thought we were successful in the first half.
All right, thank you, Coach. Dick?
Blazers 62, the Lakers 55 at the midpoint of game 1. Second half coming up. And we're ready for the second half. Nearly 13,000 here at the Coliseum in Portland since the 77 season when the Blazers won their NBA titles. Sold out. Cliff Robinson, 5 for 7 off the bench. Look at the scoring field goal percentages by quarter. Lakers 70%, then cooled down to 33, and the Blazers consistent, hitting 59 and 57. Danny Ainge hit both of his three-point tries. He chips in 10 off the bench as the Blazers outscore the Lakers by 9 and lead by 7 going into this second half.
The top of this period for the Trailblazers at the offensive end is real key. They've been shooting the ball with high efficiency. They want to continue. They want to make the Lakers defend, expire a little bit more energy.
Curse, it's a tough 18-footer. He leads Portland with 15. A 9-point advantage for the Blazers. Divac continues to be the quiet man as he was in the Golden State series. Perkins has 6.
Perkins hasn't gotten many opportunities. I'm sure Dunleavy's going to try to get him involved more at the offensive end.
No Laker with 3 fouls in the first half. Kersey unable to connect. Perkins comes out with it. Kersey and Porter start the second half with 3 fouls for Portland. Left alone, Perkins, he'll shoot that. Duckworth rebounds.
This is the kind of game that Portland wants to get in, up and down. They missed a chance close with Buck Williams.
Leading scorers in the first half, Worthy 17, Scott 12, Teagle off the bench with 10, Kersey 15, Drexler and Robinson with 12 for Portland. Worthy, however, had only 1 field goal in the second quarter. Drexler picked up the foul at the other end, his second. Divac.
by Byron Scott. 14 on the shot clock.
The Lakers want a defensive stand. They want to begin to make a statement that Portland can't get any shot anytime that they want. We'll find out whether they can get it done.
Williams over Perkins, an ACC matchup. Maryland against Carolina. Threading the pass, and a good save by Worthy.
Worthy's looking for a double team right here so he can make the pass.
Perkins is fouled, but Williams reaching around got him on the wrist.
We hear all of the talk about rotations and double teams and all these other things that happen, but the simple plays in basketball are still always the best ones. That was a pass and cut with Perkins going to the hoop, getting a pass right at the basket, foul by Portland.
Well, Williams got plenty of Perkins, but so did Duckworth, and Duckworth is tagged with his second. Perkins looking for his 7th point. Sleepy-eyed Sam Perkins, and boy, don't you be fooled. He is very much alert and awake.
Hey, and he has got killer's instinct now that he's put on the purple and gold of the Los Angeles Lakers in that last game of the season, which we did here. He had 30-plus points. He was huge in keeping him in the ball game.
That's right. He had his season's high. 32. Duckworth in the hole, backs it out of there. Drexler looks for the line, looks for 3. And he's got the tray. 15 for Drexler. Magic. Still without a field goal. Porter. Drexler. Perkins, what a job Perkins did defending alone against a 2-on-1 and a second chance, and eventually draws the foul on Porter, his 4th. That was an incredible effort, and that's his reputation, though. He may be as good as anyone on the Lakers, certainly, when he's outnumbered on a break.
He made the Trailblazers make an extra pass, and it was too tight. Drexler couldn't get the hoop, and Porter, trying to recover, picked up the personal. Let's see if the Lakers make Porter pay for being out there with 4 personal fouls.
Worthy with the left hand with 1 second on the shot clock. 19 for James Worthy. The Portland lead is 6. Porter takes it in, and once again, Portland able to penetrate much easier than Dunleavy would like. Divac.
That's the guy that like to bring into the dance a little bit more. Whenever Duckworth leaves the double team, he's open. They make Portland pay.
Speaking of open, Buck Williams and Magic Johnson uses a foul to stop the basket.
Perkins is naked in a 3-on-1 break, and the Trailblazers get a little bit too cute as Porter tries to slide it in. They're fortunate to get it back. Magic Johnson is now hustled back into the play, and the reaction of Rick Adelman is, not only did we not score, we got the personal foul.
Oh, the pain sometimes. Buck Williams, 3rd point of the game.
Well, Buck is going to try to be more offensive-minded in this series. Against the Utah Jazz, he had to expend a lot of energy trying to shut down Karl Malone, and really paid a punishing price to see if they get him some chances to score.
Blazers by 8. 3rd quarter.
They got a mismatch inside with Worthy against Scott.
Scott unable to hit the 3. Here comes Portland on the run. Porter stops for 3. Scott and Duckworth, and the foul on whom? Duckworth, his 3rd. He wanted the jump ball. And that was just a good hustle play by Scott to beat him to the ball.
Porter wanted his three-point field goal to go in. Scott off of his feet. They both look like they get there at the same time, but it's the arms that wrap around their head that get the call against Duckworth. At the other end in the previous play, it was Worthy against Porter on the mismatch.
Surprised that Alleman's leaving Porter in there with 4 fouls?
Well, as long as he doesn't have to get involved defensively with anyone, he can get away with it. He left Scott open. He's made him pay every time he's been open this afternoon.
Scott's missed only 2 the entire game. Duckworth, no one there.
And now Buck Williams. Oh, Divac was never able to get up. It's like being punched while you're still on the canvas.
Offensive rebounds have been huge this afternoon for both teams. Portland getting the better of it. Magic Johnson scores.
His first field goal comes with nearly 5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Steal by Worthy. No way. And Worthy. Boy, that last lean of his, it just doesn't appear he's going to get there. Oh, my. 73-69. 21 for Worthy.
Worthy made that play off the ball in a flash. He was laying low in the passing lane, trying to draw a foul.
Duckworth shouldering Divac out of there. That's 2 in a row. Divac says, what do you expect me to do here? Knocked him down the last time. But that's part of the game. You got to be a man enough to be able to body inside.
Well, Divac is very good at drawing fouls. He thought he did a good job that time. The refs didn't buy it.
Perkins, and the foul will go against Portland, and it's Williams who can empathize with Divac on that call.
Whenever you're in the middle, you got to try to get the officials' attention. You see the huge reaction. Duckworth, easy score.
And Divac still continues to appeal. 6:17 left in the third. Portland leads by 6. City of Portland is about 1/7 the size of Los Angeles, bordered by the Willamette River and the beautiful Columbia. Great city. And when I made the allusion to their love for this game and comparing their fan support to Green Bay, a small town that just literally, this is society, the Trailblazers games. Eldon Campbell, who played only 7 minutes in 5 games regular season, had 7 minutes in the first half. So his role, this rookie from Clemson, increasing as he's caught Dunleavy's eye. He replaces Divac.
They're going for his shot blocking ability, his mobility at the offensive end. Portland, of course, would like to see him aggressively try to be more involved offensively. That means that they've got Worthy not shooting, Perkins not shooting, and a rookie shooting who hasn't got a history of scoring yet in the NBA.
Sam Perkins has hit all 5 of his free throws and leads the Lakers with those 10 rebounds.
Well, the first and third quarters have been early penalty stories for the Trailblazers, and we'll see how that hurts or helps them against the Lakers here in the third. 6:17 to go.
Lakers already in the penalty, and only 1 team foul on Los Angeles here in the third.
Looking for Duckworth.
Perkins on him now.
Jump hook is there. 8 points for Kevin Duckworth, former star at Eastern Illinois.
Goaltending on Duckworth, and Perkins a nice move to clear himself for his 12th point.
So Perkins, who only had 2 shots in the first half, they've come back to him big time here in the third quarter. He's delivered with 8 to give him some inside game, keep him within 4.
Drexler for 3. The Trailblazers, who were right at the top of the NBA in 3-point shooting, are showing it in this game 1.
Only Houston took more shots from the 3-point line, but Portland has got Drexler, Ainge, and Porter, who will all look for that shot.
Whistle away from the ball, illegal defense. That's the first call against Portland. Blazers today, Rick Adelman has to be delighted at that 5 for 7 from 3-point range. Lakers yet to hit one.
The three-point shot will get Portland in trouble sometimes when they get the big lead and they try to stab their opponent in the heart and get the game over with all at once with plenty of time left. That long rebound allows the team to transition and score easily.
Magic now posting up on Drexler. They fake the double team. And they steal the ball. Ainge. Drexler. Duckworth. New clock. Duckworth pops his way in. Campbell goaltending. 9-point lead. Portland's best of the game.
An example of patience at the offensive end as Duckworth grits his teeth and goes up with the left hand, and the outstretched arm of Campbell gives him 2.
Timeout, Los Angeles. The big duck, Kevin Duckworth. He has 10, and Portland continues to blaze. And the crowd beat LA here at the Portland Coliseum, and Kevin Duckworth doing his part. The 7-footer, 280 pounds, wheeling into the lane to get the goaltend from Campbell. Duckworth from the Chicago area, big Chicago Bears fan. His favorite player, a guy who can dunk at 6 feet, the refrigerator, William Perry.
Yes, the size on size.
This is an important trip for the Lakers. They're down by 9.
They want to score, and they want an easy score, worthy for 3.
And he doesn't get it. Campbell over the top. Drexler. Ainge left free as Scott poked in the eye. Was guarding Ainge, all of a sudden ducked away, holding his face. Ainge off the bench with 12. What an acquisition. Might have taken an elbow to the mouth.
Well, it has been the defensive pressure and the balance of the Trailblazers that has turned this game around.
Magic Johnson thought the ball was going out of bounds, and Drexler beat him to it, batted it off Magic's leg, and the Trailblazers have another chance. Kersey over Magic. Perkins. 84-73 Portland. 3.5 minutes left in the third. They double team Magic. And the foul. Ainge on the reach-in. His first.
Well, Pat Riley talked about this. In fact, what it would be in this ball game is teams that want it the most, and you'll see Magic Johnson get beat to that ball, and the ball is knocked off his leg, and the Trailblazers end up getting it. The hustle area is key when you have teams that are evenly balanced. Then you got to dig down and decide who wants to compete the most. Right now, the Trailblazers have the edge.
Magic hits the first, but misses the second. Magic 1 for 5 field goals in the game, and he's missed a couple of free throws now as well.
They leave the lane open for Drexler.
He takes it. Look at him get the ball back. Took it from 2 Lakers. That's 2 hustle plays in 30 seconds by Clyde Drexler. And he steals it again for a moment. Magic gets it back, and he's fouled. Boy, that Clyde Drexler with headline plays.
He was in the lane, thought he was going to get a foul, didn't. As Perkins knocked it away, he beat Campbell, everybody to it. This time, not to be denied, throws it down.
He's working on a possible triple-double, 20 points, 10 assists. He has 7 rebounds.
Well, the Lakers wished he had turf toe or something that kept them on the ground, but right now, the Trailblazers and Drexler, they wanted more. Scott trying to figure out what's wrong with his teeth. They've been rearranged. Terry Teagle in.
Magic cuts Portland's advantage to 10. 2:55 left in the third period. Jerome Kersey. He has 17. Such wonderful balance on this Portland team. There's just no one you can leave alone. They all can beat you. Teagle. He comes off the bench with a hot hand. A dozen for Teagle.
And the Lakers now have to find that match. It's going to keep them hot, going to keep them close. So Portland has control of the game. Scoreboard, they've got to do it at this end of the floor. They haven't been able to solve them yet.
Ames for three. Williams gives them another chance and a new clock. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. Portland 88, Lakers 78. Drexler. Kersey way outside. Here's a kid from Longwood College in Virginia. He couldn't make a 10-footer when they saw him just as an outstanding prospect. He was a close-in player. He's become a top-notch pro. Teagle misses everything. Oh, the Blazers in this crowd are really hot now.
Well, the story about Jerome Kersey is Jack Ramsey said, look, kid, we like you, but we don't think you can make the team. We'll bring you back, but I think it's better that you go to Europe. He said, Coach, I only got one chance. You see, he's still here. Lakers tentative.
Teagle can't hit. Ames rebound. 90-78 Portland. Final minute of the third.
Drexler wanted that three in a rhythm. Now they'll come inside to Duckworth.
Working on the rookie. 14 points the lead. 12 for Duckworth. 7 men in double figures on the regular season. And they're working in that manner again today. Magic for three. Another miss. And for Magic Johnson, as cold as you'll ever see this great star.
Well, the Lakers have only been getting one opportunity, one crack from the outside. The Trailblazers have gotten the ball, run it back at them, put a lot of pressure. But Portland has to remember there are 12 more minutes to play. The Lakers are not going to die.
For Kersey, his patented baseline going left. Final seconds of the third. Worthy has 23 to lead the Lakers. These two teams, when they're ahead after three, rarely do they lose. In fact, it's a big statistic. Ainge to Duckworth, who saves. Nope, was on the sideline.
Well, they tried to find Ainge right at the basket, tried to surprise the defense, and they were just alert enough to cause Ainge to have to leap higher than he wanted for the ball. Out of control, the Lakers have a chance to score at the end of the quarter.
3.4 seconds. Magic from the center line. Off the front of the rim. For the Lakers, 49-2 this year when they were ahead after three. Portland, 59-3 when they've been ahead. It looks good for the Blazers. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station.
The key to controlling the Los Angeles Lakers for the Trailblazers has been inside position and forcing the Lakers to be a perimeter team. Anything out in here, the Trailblazers have been willing to give, and the Lakers have not been able to knock it down. They've had inside position, giving them one crack at it, rebound the ball, and push the other way.
Well, they've come with their signs, these Trailblazer fans. They must lead the league in good art. I mean, there's a lot of material. Cliff Robinson and veteran Walter Davis makes his first appearance for the Portland Trailblazers. These score by quarters after the hot start by Los Angeles. They've cooled down in great part due to that tough defense.
Now, this is a chance for the Lakers to surge. With Drexler out of the ball game, they have a chance to get real aggressive. The Lakers do at their end of the floor. They don't have that same sort of passing. This unit out here basically becomes a perimeter team. We'll see how the Lakers respond.
Trying to get it to Duckworth against Evots, and may have had Duckworth pushing off is the goal. So there's that 3-second violation. 3 seconds. Quick three. 10-point lead Portland. Just opened the fourth period. Dick Enberg with Steve Jones, Joel Myers at the Coliseum. Johnson, Teagle, Perkins.
You're going to force him to go to that right hand.
Oh, he just threw that one. Rebound, Buck Williams. Duckworth. Scott with a rebound.
Duckworth did everything right except finish the play, and that turns the Lakers and Scott loose.
Kick is the call. Lakers will play it in on the side.
Remember what I said about a left-hander and their dislike for going right. He's going to force his way into that middle with that left hand. Tough shot.
That's why Buck Williams made that top defensive team in the NBA this year. Teagle. 8-point lead. 14 for Teagle.
Now what the Trailblazers need out of this unit is some scoring. They've got to get Walter Davis and Danny Ainge and Cliff Robinson to knock down some shots.
Duckworth traveled as he saw Divac coming. Byron Scott 7 for 9 shooting, the best by any Laker by far. Why don't they get it to him more?
In the situation with Scott, they like to find him off of a double team. The Trailblazers didn't double team that much. They don't want to just let him go one-on-one. Perkins.
Backing in and then looping the left-hander. And Rick Adelman is not as yet gone to Drexler as his lead cut from 12 in half to 6.
Portland has yet to score in the quarter. Coming to Cliff Robinson.
Blocked by Divac. Magic to Divac. And it's a 4-point lead in a hurry in the fourth quarter, and Adelman takes the 20. Oh, it's amazing the flow of the NBA game and how quickly the tide turns.
You can't afford to make a mistake, and the Trailblazers do. And they all have to talk about it and regroup. We'll see if they can re-energize themselves when we come. And even the all-seeing eyes of Magic Johnson occasionally need some help. Now you see that? Vlade Divac is saying, up, Magic. Just take it up here, and you'll see the direction of the pass. An easy scoring chance for Vlade Divac, and the Lakers rally right at the top. And Terry Porter comes back in the ball game to give the Trailblazers some penetration, some better passing. That quintet that they had out on the floor did not score in almost 3 minutes of play. The Lakers back in it.
So Porter and Mark Bryant comes in as well. Walter Davis still out there, didn't touch the ball thus far in the quarter.
Trying to get Davis a shot right now.
He's way off the mark. So trailing by only 4, having been down by 12 at the start of this fourth quarter. Lakers in less than 3 minutes have a chance to really carve into that lead. Drexler checking in. Teagle hangs and forces a bad shot and the foul. Here comes Drexler. He's in for Walter Davis.
Eagle on a strong drive, the hand check there that doesn't get called, but you'll see Buck Williams get a little push, and they call the foul. Eagle wanted to get to the line.
Mark Bryant was the man ticketed. Rejected by Robinson.
Got to get the shot clock right now.
They didn't reset the 24. Divac's making a nice move on Kersey, but look at Robinson fly in there and deny.
It's weak side defense at its finest, and it's, shot blocking is the last line of defense. You hate to have to rely on it all of the time, but in that case, it comes through strong for the Trailblazers. They're resetting the shot clock right now
because of the block. Well, the Lakers got a 3:24, and they quickly spotted that, the officials. Divac inside, and suddenly he has 8 points, and it's 92-90 Portland. 10 unanswered by Los Angeles. Here comes Kersey. He misses, and Divac rebounds. Now the crowd reacts reaction. Very nervous here at the Coliseum. What seemed like a cakewalk for a while turns into another tense game. A Scott for three, and the Lakers lead 93-92. 13 in a row for Los Angeles. Byron Scott with a foul, his second.
Now what makes that happen? You make some changes out on the floor. The team doesn't have that same defensive intensity. The opponent begins to score in a high percentage area. Divac has had 3 shots, all at the rim. The defense is not reacting as well. The Lakers defense gets energized. Portland is struggling to score. They need someone to score right now. Drexler.
They know the guy to get the apple to, and Clyde Drexler delivers again.
Drexler had put his stamp on that third quarter of play. They gave him a quick breather, and the Lakers caught up. Right back in the ball game against Terry Teagle. The reaction, now Drexler has a chance for a three-point play.
It's 23 for him in the game. Lakers, after leading briefly for the first time in the second half, now down by 2.
But it's a different ball game now. The Trailblazers have to start to work all over again. Looking for Divac.
Against Robinson. Vlade Divac's wake-up call here in the fourth quarter. Got 8 points.
And all you need for a wake-up call is a couple of cheap shots, and he got those. And now he's thinking he can score any way he wants.
Slater Robinson and a foul. Divac, his third.
And the Lakers want to force the Trailblazers a double team. They don't. Divac with a little swinging hook, a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's got 8 in the quarter.
Here's the man who brings adventure to the free throw line, Cliff Robinson. 50.9% in the playoffs, 27 of 53. 13 for Cliff. And Portland leads by 1. Worthy back in. Teagle goes out. Hit those dead center. 97-95 Portland.
So he saw you shooting yesterday, and now he knows what to do.
Use your legs. Scott. Tough shot off the top of the board. Byron's a different player when he's already squared up, gets the ball, looking at it, falling away, or having to make the quick move. Not quite the same. So, case with many, of course. Williams in for Mark Bryant. So Portland now has their starting 5 on the floor. And so do the Lakers. Crunch time, 7 to go. 2-point game.
On the shot clock, Porter has to pull that trigger.
And Kersey beats the Lakers to the ball. And a new 24. Wide open is Kersey. Jerome Kersey shot so well from outside. 21 for him.
Now the Trailblazers showed some patience to see if the crowd helps them get a defensive stop.
James Worthy, who is tops on the scoring list for the Lakers with 25. Porter throws it away. Almost looked as if he wanted to shoot, then he saw an open man and fired it out of bounds. Timeout with 6 minutes and a tick left. Bob Costa said this is the NBA's answer to the NCAA's Final Four, and tomorrow game 1 at famed Chicago Stadium as the Detroit Pistons looking for the three-peat with Bill Laimbeer and company. Isaiah Thomas against Michael Jordan, the NBA's top scorer again, in the Chicago Bulls. It all starts at 3 o'clock Eastern time here on NBC, 12 o'clock in the West. The Pistons and the Bulls. Well, bravado is often a key when you're in the enemy camp, but the Lakers aren't totally alone in Portland today. Vlade Divac sparking the Lakers.
67%. The first and fourth quarters have been theirs, not the middle part of the game. Joel?
Dick, during the timeout, the Lakers was pressing a pick and roll game offensively. Let's see if they go to it now. They want more aggressive play on the boards.
There it is, the pick and roll to Divac. Couldn't clear himself.
Well, he got too deep underneath the hoop, and now they're working against the shot clock, but he's working against a smaller Kersey. Travel.
Now the Lakers going for the tying goal. Turn it over. On turnovers, the Lakers have outscored Portland 18-2 to this point. Portland more turnovers than any NBA playoff team at this stage. That's not totally characteristic of their effort on the year. Robinson hit in the back by Drexler's pass, and another turnover.
Tried to squeeze that pass in and a quick give and go, and a tough angle. Magic turns to the corner.
And he is fouled. Fourth foul on Kersey.
Vlade Divac has been the story, but he's also known to have the European shuffle. He shuffles his feet. His reaction, Dunleavy's.
Mike, who told us, well, whatever, something to do with bovine. And Magic now a free throw away from tying it up. I asked Mike, I said, would you rather be coaching today or playing? He says, are you kidding? I want to be playing the rest of my life. Everyone wants to be the player. Magic Johnson, 99-99. 20 assists for Magic today. And 12 points. Drexler over Worthy. A tough shot. And he gets it. You can't defend that any better.
Worthy was right there, but it has been Drexler's day so far. But what we'll see down the final 5 minutes is which team can defend the best.
Perkins is the free man, and the left-hander ties it at 101. 16 for Sam.
Adelman was hoping that he'd be able to play some people at the top of the quarter and give the Trailblazers a breather. It turned against him, and now it's a tight ball game.
Drexler for three. Just misses, and Perkins has it for Los Angeles. LA's led only once by just a point, just a few seconds in the entire second half. And with 4:20 to go, they have a chance for the lead again. Overcoming a 12-point deficit. Partially blocked by Robinson. Drexler fouled by Perkins. Boy, the way Drexler runs, even with that bad toe, I said, you sure you didn't run track in high school or somewhere along the line? He said, are you kidding? I said, you'd have been such a great 400-meter man. He just laughed at me. He said, I just have trouble negotiating 94 feet. But boy, does he chew it up in a hurry.
The Glide is perhaps the most appropriate nickname because he does seem to cover so much territory in such a short period of time, and he's been outstanding this afternoon.
Lakers call time. Another free throw left for Drexler. The Blazers 102, Los Angeles 101. 4:05 left in game one. Welcome back to the Portland Coliseum. Dick Enberg with Steve Jones and Joel Myers. Game one of the Western Conference Championship. And the Lakers from Los Angeles trailing Portland 102-101. These two teams played 5 regular season games, 2 exhibition games. If you factor in all 7, the average score, the difference, was less than half a point per game. And they're playing at that level again today in the big time, the playoffs.
They both know that it's just a play or two that can make the difference, and sometimes it's a substitution or two. With Portland with a 12-point lead and thought they had control of the ball game, that substitution hurt them. Drexler gets one of the 2 free throws.
Magic saves it. He took it away from Duckworth. It's 102-101 Portland. Every possession now crucial.
They want a double team right here.
Worthy off the double team, can't hit it. Drexler another rebound. 8 for him, 2 for the triple-double for Clyde. Drexler setting up Jerome Kersey. Drexler almost tips it in, and a foul. Perkins may have pushed off. Joel?
Dick there going to make the Lakers work extremely hard at the offensive end. Put a body on a man was the emphasis defensively. At the offensive end, look for everything to go to Clyde Drexler whenever possible, like that last play. They're going to set a pick out top, then they'll set another pick on the low block. They will slide Drexler through on the baseline whenever possible. Dick?
All right, Joel, and Drexler indeed is the man. This 28-year-old veteran from Houston in his 8th year, the all-time Portland scorer. Boy, that was a hustle play to earn that free throw. And another 104-101. Drexler with 28 points. Defense, the call, and Rick Adelman can't believe it. That'll cost Portland a free throw. Technical foul.
What happened on the play, Kersey couldn't decide what he wanted to do. He needed to go and make a hard double team on James Worthy. He was in between Worthy and Divac. An easy call for the official to make. Magic for the technical.
13 points for Johnson, 11 on free throws.
You'll see the reaction of Adelman.
That's a big point and gives the Lakers a chance to tie it on a field goal now. Less than 3 minutes to go. Worthy, a quick move, and the foul. It was Clyde Drexler, I believe, reaching in his third. It was Drexler.
The quick spin to the baseline, and he's only been able to get it a couple times. He pops away right there. And they're going to call a hand check foul if they call anything on this, but that sends Worthy to the line.
So it's been a 2-point trip by the Lakers, the technical, and now that free throw. And now a chance to tie on a 3 free throw visit. Doesn't happen. Duckworth. 104-103 Portland. 2:50 to go. Duckworth, an offensive foul as he leveled Divac with an elbow, his 4th foul. Oh, you just can't have those at this stage of the game.
Well, particularly with Divac, because he's so good at drawing attention to himself. He seems to come unglued and disjointed in many ways, and any kind of contact, he flails and falls away.
Magic left alone scores on a give and go. So Johnson goes underneath to pick up his 15th point, and the Lakers are in front by 1.
And that is a play out of the Trailblazer book. They like that give and go. Drexler trying to get in the middle.
And it's out of bounds to whom? And now the call to Portland. Outside official makes the call.
Now, Portland has become static at their offensive end of the floor. They need to move the ball. They need to move people quicker in order to get the scores that they want.
Ooh, tough luck for Duckworth, but then Duckworth steals it from Perkins. Blocked by Divac. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 105-104 Los Angeles. 2:02 to play.
Two minutes remaining.
Duckworth wants it. Divac took it away for a moment. Out it comes to Scott. Scott. Oh, wisely pulled up as the Kersey was on his blind side. Crowd on its feet as Magic backs in on Drexler. Worthy to Perkins, and he's fouled by Drexler. His 4th.
Worthy with penetration breaks down the defense, and Drexler trying to make a steal, gets a piece of Sam Perkins. They will have the ball and a new 24.
Only the 4th team foul on Portland. 16 Trailblazer turnovers are a big part of this game. Worthy
And the foul and the push by Drexler is fifth. Clyde, who's as mild-mannered as they come. Disbelief.
Again, in the switch, they go with Worthy, the quick response to see the little touch on the elbow, and you'll see the reaction of Drexler, and that puts Worthy back at the line.
Boy, that was just a fingertip if at all. 106-104 Los Angeles. Worthy now looking for his 28th point. He leads Los Angeles.
And Portland has only scored 12 in the quarter.
They led by 12 coming into this fourth period. And timeout, Rick Adelman and the Trailblazers. The Lakers taking the lead at the free throw line. Does that sound familiar? Houston and Golden State? We'll be right back. It's amazing how the Lakers have just been red hot in the first and fourth quarter, shooting 63% in the fourth. The Blazers cold at the start, at the end, but taking command of the game in the middle. Now timeouts. The Lakers plenty to spend for Dunleavy. The Blazers down to just one full. 1:23 to go. 107-104. And on that hustle board, 45-44, the game's been that close.
What Portland needs right now is a quick score. They have been very static at their end of the floor, very predictable in what they want to do. They come back to Duckworth.
The big guy nails an 8-footer, 14 for him. Remember that one big statistic, 59-3 the Trailblazers this year when they led going into the fourth. And they're trying to overcome a mild Los Angeles advantage here in the final minute.
In this situation, they want to keep the ball in the hands of Magic Johnson and James Worthy.
2 seconds on the shot clock, and Scott buries it. 19 for Byron Scott. What a nemesis he's been for Portland. They'll want to shoot fairly quickly, Portland.
What Portland doesn't want to do is just go for a three. Nearly knocked away by Magic Johnson. 11 on the shot clock. They've got to come back and take the quick score that the Lakers are going to give them. If they can get a three-point play and going to the hoop, you try to go for that. You just don't try to get the three all at once. Portland does.
For three. It's short. And what is the call? Against Perkins for pushing off on Williams. His fourth. Williams did a great job there fighting for that rebound because he was certainly outmanned.
Porter went for the tie with a quick shot, and Perkins gave the little elbow and enough of a push to Buck Williams.
Buck Williams. Big fan of black history and his own heritage. He's gone back some 200 years. Fan of Jack Johnson. After the turn of the century. Williams misses one. Free throw shooting has plagued the Trailblazers despite their success in the playoffs. You saw Dunleavy take the 20.
The Achilles heel of the Trailblazers has been their inability to make some free throws at pressure times, but they did it against the Utah Jazz in game number 4, and that was out on the road. What they need from Buck Williams now is there's one free throw to go in, so that will cut the game to a 2-point game, and then they can come back and play good, hard, aggressive defense without having to worry about a 3-point ball game, get a stop, and then have a chance to tie the ball game.
There's 9.2 seconds difference, so even if the Lakers chew up as much of the clock as they can and don't score, Portland will have time to set up a play. Again, we'll be back with Game 4 of this series in Los Angeles a week from tomorrow. Games 2 and 3 Tuesday and Thursday night, Tuesday night here in Portland, Thursday night at the Forum. Oh, it's Friday night, excuse me, Friday night at the Forum in Los Angeles, Game 3. Williams. Misses them both. And now it'll take a three-pointer to tie, and of course Magic and the Lakers wonder if Adelman wants them to foul now. Nope, they're going to let him play it out.
Well, they have to play good, solid defense. They've got to go as long as they can, and then they've got to make a play on the ball. The Lakers are just going to try to drain the clock. We're telling them to go right now. 5 on the shot clock.
Worthy to Perkins. He beat the buzzer by a half second, and the Lakers lead by 5. They used up all 24 and got 2 and put Portland in a nearly impossible position with 8.6 seconds left.
They come around, and Perkins finds the hoop on a great pass from James Worthy, and the reaction of Dunleavy.
Fiery Brooklynite. We talked about Portland's home court successes. How about the Lakers? Don't forget, they're unbeaten in the playoffs on the road. 111-106. A handful of seconds left. Today's Miller Genuine Draft Player of the game is James Worthy of the Lakers. On behalf of Worthy, NBC and Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. Worthy with 28 points today. Big game, James. Coordinating producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. The producer of today's telecast, David Neal. Our director, John Gonzalez. Our thanks to Rush Schneiderman, statistics, and all of our NBC men and women from Portland bringing you this telecast. And it appears
it will take divine intervention right now. It'll take the Trailblazers having to make a 3-point field goal, the Lakers making a mistake in order for Portland to get into a tie or win the game. The layup game on Sam Perkins. He's got to give the inbound passer 3 feet, so he backs off now. But Portland's got to get a score and possession. They need 2 possessions to win the game.
There's the 3 by Porter. It's short, and that'll do it. James Worthy to Teagle. Time, it doesn't matter. The Los Angeles Lakers now have home court advantage. Mike Dunleavy with a great start, got a 10-point lead, saw that wilt, and then Portland take command, led by 12 after 3. But the Lakers surge in the 4th quarter and defeat the Blazers 111-106. Now to Bob Costas in New York.